Are we about to get some HD pussy?
Maybe.
All right, we are live, boys and girls. Welcome back to My Cup of Kilo second channel live stream. This topic was suggested by one of my USPSA mentors today. It was just like out of the blue text message, like, "Yo, dog, which do you prefer, 1911 or Glock?" Like, that's
easy.
Well, thank you for already ending the argument. Let's just roll the credits now.
Ding!
Wow. So this will be a fun little discussion, but first off, shout out to Stuger for staying with us during the turmoil which is the gun industry / the internet right now. It hurts my soul that nobody knows about Stuger, and that nobody buys Stuger, and that you can't even find it on websites, because that's very odd, because I mean, they're a name brand. They're under the Beretta family. So I'm surprised that they're not out there as much, because, I mean, that's how I buy guns. I don't go to gun shops. Haven't for, God, 6 years, ever since I bought my first gun. So I think I've only bought 3 of my 20-some-odd guns plus. I don't even know how many I have from a gun shop. So here's to unemployment and get some Coors Light.
I gotta go grab a beer now.
You already have caffeine.
But I gotta get a beer.
Oh, okay. Have fun with
that. Turn your volume down just a hair, or move the mic away just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. But I shot a 45 today and it didn't suck. That will be on the Discord later tonight, I believe.
Yep, I'll try and get her up there. It's not one to upload from my phone, so we'll see how it goes.
Ooh, skunky. So yeah, got moved out of my apartment today. Most of you guys know that from Discord. Living the unemployment life. Pretty awesome. Get the Discord in the chat here. And we'll be off to the races. 13th Apostle says, "Yo boys, 1911. 45 no sucky. Yo."
45 sucky.
What the hell is Tucky Boys? Taco salad? What are you talking about? Hey, Jay Trower, notifications on. I've got all of your guys' names in a box somewhere, so next live stream they'll be on the wall of shame. So was the move planned or emerge? It was an emergency move because I don't have any income. So I am now living with family. Because without any income, it's hard to survive. So yeah, I got laid off. What was it, last Wednesday? I think last Wednesday is when I got laid off.
Oh
yeah?
That one's dank.
Is that the new beer?
Smell that.
Is that the new beer you got?
Yes.
What the hell is this thing? Sweetwater Rain Insane OG Mexican style craft lager. Whatever that monstrosity is.
Just smell that whore.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be awful.
That smells like a head shop, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, it does.
It's got an orange tint to it. That smells like my last girlfriend. I don't hate it, but it tastes like an IPA.
I don't know how to describe it, but it's not.
It's
hoppy.
It's a light-bodied IPA. It's not a Mexican style lager at all. What is it with craft beers that all taste like hops? It who?
Because no one knows how to brew a beer properly.
Hopperly. Wow, we've come to a new low. Yeah, every craft beer I've ever had just tastes like hops. I ordered, what was that beer that I ordered at that brewery in town?
Oh God!
It was a Kolsch style ale.
Yes.
That's supposed to be malty. Tastes like hops. Yeah, you can't even make a Kolsch style beer. Oh, it all tastes like hops.
I got a lager and it tasted like hops.
What is it with craft brewery? It's not a craft. You guys are terrible. What is it with craft breweries and making everything taste like hops? I don't get it. I'm not a beer fan to begin with, so if you give me anything that tastes like an IPA, I'm just gonna throw it in your face. And then you give me a Kolsch style ale and it tastes like hops. Like, come on. And then it's like what, $6 for a short.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Get out of here. You make it here. You don't even have to. You don't have the logistics of sending it out. Stop it. So, all right. So let's get on to the argument since our 6 regular viewers are here 5 minutes in. Shout out to you guys, OG winners. This has been something as old as the AR-15 versus. Well, actually, it's a little bit newer because AR-15s and AKs been around longer. But boomers, young and old, have been arguing about this since the 60s. As far as the AK-47 versus the AR-15, the Glock thing. I mean, the Glock was the 80s, so I mean, maybe it's a Gen X early internet thing, like the Nut and Fancy crowd, all those weirdos. It's probably been around since they've been here. But
Looks and mirror.
I don't like a Mini 14. I'm not a Nut and Fancy fan.
Fair.
I haven't watched this shit in a year because he turned full boomer bullshit on me.
Well, he just went and did whatever the hell he wanted.
Which is fine.
I gotta adjust this. This is bugging me so much.
His opinion just sucks. Oh, heebity. There you go. Yay, proper lighting. Can you tell I just threw that on there and didn't have any understanding of what was going on?
Yes, I can.
I'm the boomer when it comes to technology. Welcome back. So the 1911. I guess, Beard, what do you know about the 1911? Because we've only had one on the channel. It sucked.
I know that my dog didn't eat my 1911.
You son of a bitch. Kicks it off with a meme. Thank you for that.
Anytime. I do what I can. 1911.
Back-to-back World War champs. You know how many people died in World War I to 1911? Like 3.
Yeah.
You know how many people died from shelling? 1 million. Sorry, I'm not going to interrupt you anymore. And this is how I'm really good at interrupting you, I've noticed. So, Beard, say something.
Your mother. So 1911. 45 is big, fat, and slow. You could argue the 2011 has a place. You having fun? Whoop, whoop. You could argue the 2011 has a place now that we're in the 20th century. The 1911, if it could run hollow points, I think it'd be a better gun. But the feed geometry of anything but ball ammo in a 1911 is just fucking garbage. Yeah, it's big, it's fat, it's slow. 2011s arguably have a place. 1911, it's just too low capacity for me. But they have some of the best triggers out there. They're nigh indestructible. I mean, we could break them, but for the average person, they're nigh indestructible. Remains to be seen, but 45 does have some kick. Granted, it's slow, so body armor is just going to laugh at it. But it's going to give you a hell of a wallop when it hits you. Yeah, I give that a half point, too. I don't know. You want to chime in here with any extras?
Are you done?
Yeah, more or less. I mean,
that's a really good argument. We could delve into each of those topics. So the 4 topics that I have for the negative, which is going to be easy to go after, is 45 sucks because it's slow. The velocity has a lot to do with ballistics.
Yes.
It can't feed. 1911s are notorious for not feeding hollow points. The angle of attack that John Browning decided for the 1911 was designed specifically for round ball ammunition.
Because here's how it goes in.
The feed ramp is almost at 45 degrees. It is obscene. I actually had the pleasure of watching a guy load 45 hollow points in his gun because that's the only thing he had for a USPSA match. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, it was a fire sale. It was great. It was great. I think Wilson Combat or one of the other fancy names for 1911 magazines, they attempted to make a follower that tilted the rounds at a different, sharper angle to fix that. But I think it's like $40 a magazine, whereas a 1911 should be like a $10 mag because it's single stack. Mm-hmm. Or Chip McCormick maybe that kind of rings a bell. But that's 2. What was another thing that you said about it?
Heavy.
low capacity and heavy. Those are probably a good place to start. So 45 ball only exists because of the ignorance of the military. So that's why this whole thing just kicks off with 1911 sucked because the military thought it was a good idea. The cavalry dictated how this gun was going to be designed and put into use. I like the ergonomics of a 1911. I like the manipulations. I like where the safety is. I really like where the safety is.
Mm-hmm.
I like the grip placement. I like the magazine release placement. I do enjoy the weight, having basically my entire handgun history.
Yeah.
I don't hate the 1911 as a gun.
I hate it as a package.
I hate it as a system. So weapon systems can be thrown around willy-nilly on a bunch of tactical channels, but when you put all of those things together, it's just, comparatively speaking, it's terrible. A 45 jacketed hollow point has enough stopping power to kill a bear if it was fast enough. You know,
that's why you go to 10 mil anyways.
Yeah, that's the problem with 45 is it's just too slow. The capacity also kills me with 45. The fact that at most with a full size double stack 45 you can get maybe 12, maybe
you can get
12
15 in some of the FNs and some of the Glocks. You can get a 15 or 17.
Are you sure about that?
Mm-hmm. And some of the XDs.
I guess I'm not really attuned with the 45. I'd be interested to see what you could find, but the only thing I've seen is 12. But like I said, one thing that I definitely disagree with you is parts breakages, because I know guys who have gone through 3 extractors in 1 USPSA match. Just because of the design of the extractor. I don't know if it was a bad batch of extractors, but if you run a 1911 past 1500 rounds, it is up in the air.
15, FNX 45.
Really?
Yep.
That's not bad. So I guess that would bring me back, but we're talking about the 1911.
Yeah.
But if I could get a full size duty 45 that got that many, because that same size pistol will do a 20 and 9mm, so that's not that big of a difference to me. So I'd be open to interpretation on that. But anyway, back to this argument. Something that you had going for it was the trigger. There's no pistol trigger better
no
than
replacement trigger for a 1911 all metal frame. It works.
And they shoot really well. I mean, 1911s shoot really well. As far as competition goes, if I'm going to shoot competition with anything from bullseye to silhouette to USPSA, and if I'm going to shoot competition, it's going to be with a 1911. If I'm going to be protecting my life, my homestead, my family, I'm not going to trust a 1911. Absolutely not. And that's one huge downside, is the reliability. That's what I wanted to envelop all of this around. The feed ramp attunes to that. A lot of 1911s are custom, and they're very tight fitting and have a break-in period of like 500 to 1,000 rounds.
Which is insane.
And then once you get to that, like I said, once you get to that 1,500 round mark, just the extractor could just yeet itself into the stratosphere. And I've seen it in person many times. The magazines are really fragile, even though they're only single stack, which again doesn't make sense to me.
Single stack, all aluminum construction. There's no reason.
They're usually stainless steel.
It's stainless.
Yeah, they're usually not aluminum.
So there's no reason for it to be that flimsy.
Yeah. So you get the mag brush out and try and clean them out, and you just kind of wonder what the heck's going on. So there are way too many negatives towards the 1911 for me to pick it up. I'm interested to see what the chat has to say, because I haven't read it yet. But the caliber sucks. I mean, you can get a 1911 and 9, but then you only have 9 rounds instead of 7. You can get 10 round base plates, just like you can get 8 round base plates for a 45. But that's terrible for a full size pistol. Tons of 9mm compared to a 20 round, which is standard for mechanics and basically everything that is worth their weight.
We'll 15 to 17.
Right. 10 compared to 15 or 17. Yuck. It's just diminishing returns after that. The only thing the 1911 has going for it is competition shooting, in my mind. That's the only place I'll pick a 1911 over a Glock. And that's coming from someone who hates Glock. I hate Glocks.
But yeah, Glocks can suck it.
They're terrible. The only thing worse than a Glock is a 1911. And then you mentioned, just as a wild card, is the 2011, which is the double stack, ritzy, either 9mm or 40, 1911 platform that was redesigned in the 80s, I think.
We're gonna take 40 and just yeet it in the stratosphere and not talk about it again.
That's the real
purposes of this.
Just to close the door on 40 Smith & Wesson. The only reason they exist is for USPSA power factor.
Really?
That's the only reason they exist in my mind. Because all the law enforcement agencies are selling them off. That's why you see LEO trade-in 40s all the time. FBI went away from it. Everyone's using 9. The only reason in my mind that 40 exists is because dudes want to meet power factor in USPSA, and they don't want to shoot 45 because you get more capacity with 40. But yeah, that's the only reason it exists is for USPSA in my mind. But yeah, in no world would I ever pick a 1911 or a Glock, and we'll go over the Glock here in a minute. But I want to see what you guys have to say first, and I think I had something else. Like, if I want to say something good about the 1911 is it's very customizable. You can make it your own. You can personalize it much easier than a Glock. Personalized Glocks are gross. You show me one Glock that's personalized, custom, that isn't gross, and I'll eat my hat because I've never seen it.
Whereas personalized 1911s usually look great.
They look cool even when they're done poorly.
Well, and that's the thing is 1911s have a place, and in my mind, that is an heirloom.
They're pretty.
Mm-hmm. They're an heirloom that will work, assuming you break them in and whatnot.
Just shoot it between 500 and 1,500 rounds, and it'll be golden.
Mm-hmm. All right, I guess let's go to the chat.
Yeah, so
13th Apostle, yo boys, 1911, 45 no sucky.
Keep us in a box. We belong there. I mean, Senpai will do as you ask. Damn, dude. Hope when this viral shit show passes, you get a job back. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of contract opportunities in the last week, but I'm not going back to contract work. I need a real big boy job.
I'm still contract work.
13th Apostle says Skeeter Peter.
I Skeeter Peter every night.
Bubble wrap funds inbound. Thank you, Jay Trower. If I had my phone, I would confirm that.
Go get it.
It's charging. It's dead. Like dead. Like
Wow,
I don't know. I was going this way. You guys don't remember your early vids? Quite a few you boys enjoyed. What?
We kind of enjoyed the Kimber when it first came out. The ATI didn't really enjoy.
That was terrible.
The Kimber had a great trigger in it, but they found to have a lot of quality control issues.
Also, any
1911
A1 is garbage because without an extended beaver tail, my webbing just turns into mincemeat. So no thanks. Yes. What was it? The Fly Girls 1911 on the Tac Shack's webinars. Mm-hmm. That's a 1911 A1. Again, heirloom quality 1911. Cool custom job. Mm-hmm. Sucks to shoot. You guys don't 1911s with aluminum frames and fully supported barrel feed points well. So that is an interesting thing because I just got introduced again by the webinars, which is just an awesome opportunity for me to shoot guns I could never afford. So thanks to the Tac Shack. Head on over to theTacShack.com, check out their webinars. The bull barrel 1911 is something that I'd never experienced before. So instead of a barrel bushing, it's just the wall thickness is thick with a Q. It's very interesting, and it takes down like any other standard pistol. You just punch the thing out. You don't have to take out a barrel bushing or anything. It's pretty nice. I do think that those were redesigned. The feed ramps are not as aggressive because a lot of them were redesigned to be carry pistols. So yes, aluminum framed, and EAA even makes a polymer frame 1911, which I asked them to send this one from the NRA last year, which is where we should be right now. But thanks to government, they shut that down. But yeah, EAA has a lot of interesting carry pistols, and one of them's on the Tac Shack's webinar site. And yeah, they're designed for carry, but again, an 8-round commander size 9mm 1911 is not something I would ever carry. It's a cute gun. I'd never carry it, and the trigger honestly wasn't that good for a 1911. Like the SA lightweight operators. I don't know what that is.
Springfield Armory.
Why would you mention Springfield Armory in this chat? Do you want the Van Hammer, Jay? Because I can drop it. We don't mention Springfield in this chat. They're the devil. America versus Europe. America all day. What are you talking? Is he just like bleh? Grabbing thoughts, bleh. I don't know what you're talking about. Other than the fact that Gaston Glock is from Europe. What's up, Edge? Edgelord is in the chat. I find it tough to say 1911 versus 45. Glock sucks across the board? Question mark. It does, but the only thing that sucks more is a 1911. Where's the 9mm in this? Only the name Glock, of course. 1911 over Glock 22 LR. Well, Glock 22 LR is a bit of a different animal.
The Glock 44 is trash.
Yeah. Anti-45 time. Had a few over the years. None at the moment. I did have a 1927 national match, long gone, but that thing shot rings around a lot of 9s. Well, that's the thing, is like I said, competition shooting, especially for accuracy, a 1911 is going to be a Glock 9 times out of 10.
Okay, so what you're talking is $1,500 versus $500.
And that's the problem with this argument is we're trying to take as many variables as we can, which we haven't even mentioned the value variable. There's a lot of ways you can take this argument, and that's why there's the chat, so you guys can pose stuff like that, and Beard can shit on you for it, as he should. But yeah, that's in competition. If there's no money limit. Yeah, 1911, cool. Literally any other situation, I'd take a Glock. So let's go over the Glock. Most people hate about the Glock. The grip angle. So that'll be your negative hand. Grip angle, what everyone loves is everyone has a Glock. Like literally everyone. Police officers, FBI, SF operators in the military. I've met many, and they all have Glock 19s. Triggers are terrible. Reliability, very, very high. Reloaders hate them because bolts brass. Every caliber Glock works. Like there's not a caliber Glock, like even 357 SIG runs good in a Glock,
except 22.
Oh, 22. That's a curveball. I'll give you that. That's in the middle right here.
That's
the accessories for a Glock, crazy. They're ugly as shit. The amount of holsters you can get. Proof. Value, way higher than 1911. Did I mention it can feed hollow points? What else? Just all the triggers you can get, all the sights you can get,
parts,
all the custom manufacturers for Glock. Like everyone and their brother has a Glock. The magazines, very reliable. The only bad thing about the magazines is they don't drop free. So I guess there's another negative. You got to like put some Pam on that shit so they drop free every time. Yeah, it's in nine times out of 10, the Glock's going to beat a 1911. That's so I have equal hates to likes with the Glock. I think maybe
7 versus 5.
Maybe a little bit more on the positive side. I'm sure I could think of more as we sit here. Like you can cut up a Glock so you get better and different recoils. The recoil springs. It's just like a 1911. I mean, we could add 2 or 3 more to 1911 accessories because there are a ton of 1911 accessories, but the capacity, really, that's the big one. You can get a 33 round stick mag that runs great. Like, come on, can a 1911 do that? No, it can't. A 2011 can, and you know what you have to pay for that? At least $3,000. So, and you have to tune your magazines, which is ultra gay. Yes. Ultra gay. So, yeah, I mean
that's the high tolerance versus loose tolerances. A lot of 1911s, you have to spend so much time tuning.
Right.
But it's as simple
as...
a
Glock is like Glock spring go boing.
Glock spring go boing.
Ammo machine go brr. So yeah, I have much more positive to say about a Glock than negatives. But the big negatives are, yeah, the trigger sucks, and I've only felt one replacement trigger that felt good on Glock, and it's on an Glock. I mean, yeah, the polymer, blah blah blah. Your dog could chew on it, whatever. But other than that, it's a Glock. Like the Glock's gonna run. You're not gonna shear extractors. Is she eating my brass?
She's attacking the brass.
Are you eating my brass? I mean, that's my fault. I was playing with her earlier with 22s, like dunking off her head.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, it's the Glocks, just the reliability and the fact that it's $500 are my two favorite things. Don't make
Leave
me
them
eat
alone.
you. I'm gonna eat you, cat. It's gonna be like what's Boondock Saints? Not the cat.
What color was it?
I don't know where this is going.
Glock. Triggers. Good, bad.
The triggers suck. They're very reliable. That's like the two polar ends of that argument to me. With 1911s, they're not reliable. The triggers are awesome. You know, those are the two big things, other than the fact that you can get a Glock for much cheaper.
So then that comes to the question: a Glock will function pretty much perfectly out of box, unless it's the 44. But we won't talk about that one.
Yeah, that's the oddball.
Which I guess those of you who know us know we're not Glock fans.
No, absolutely not. We're neither 1911 or Glock fanboys, and we've been accused of both more times than I could count in the comment section.
I know.
You guys must be Glock fanboys.
No, bitch, watch our channel.
Have you watched our channel? How many? That's the stupid thing too. Is our number one watch video is a Glock video, and we were shitting on it because it's in 40. This is
My Glock 40.
This is just proof that the internet doesn't want us to be famous, because our most famous video is the shit we hate. Anyway, but yeah,
Science sponsor us.
yeah, we need that sponsorship, please. I'm poor. Duty Project is now on hold. The whole world is on hold. But yeah, it's a completely different argument compared to AK versus AR-15. Like, it is night and day difference. If you would conceal carry a 1911 over a Glock, I don't know who you are. Like, as a person, I don't know if I can trust your judgment. But
well, so I know a guy that carries a Kimber 1911 compact.
did you ask him to get off his Ford Ranger?
Yes, I did, because
Okay.
he was okay with it jamming up every other magazine. No.
So stupid.
All right, let's go to the.
Does he keep it in Uncle Mike's holster?
He
Might as well. All right, what's the chat have to
back
say about
chat.
this? 45 gap Glock. That was a very odd concept indeed. Edgelord.
Got $2,800 for it.
God shed his grace on these nuts. Dear MPK, I am doing the thing on his Glock in front of me. That's great, Hemi Mechanic. I'm always glad that you're here. Grip angle is for a reason, so are the wrong sights. He's sightseeing. It's a duty
Looking
gun.
at my sights.
Rock Island makes a Rock Ultra FS HC double stack 2011 with, yeah, if you go to 3-gun memes on Facebook, they shit on that every day, because I've never shot one. The only reason they shit on it is because it's for the poors, even though I think it's an $800 or $900 gun.
For the poors.
Um,
Because if you're gonna buy a 1911, you might as well.
if you're gonna buy a 2011, you might as well spend the $2,000 instead of buying the $800 gun and putting $500 worth of changes on it.
Let me stop you there. You go to Guncrafter Industries and spend the $6,000.
How about no? Yeah, so in the 3-gun world, that's like the entry level 2011 because it's the cheapest. And I was looking at buying one last year when I was going to shoot 3-gun, and then realized I didn't have the money to do it or the time. But yeah, 3-gun memes is not right about everything, so I'm not going to say that they're right because they're saying that, but it's pretty funny how much they shit on it.
You mean the internet's wrong?
So I'd be interested to test one, but I don't see it happening, especially now. Brass Kitty. Glock is gay.
El Periodo.
Thanks there to the fossil for that nuanced critique. Rock Island TAC Ultra FSHC. That's just too many acronyms at that point. Glocks, bad trigger, reliable. Means 15 shots off target. Ouch. I mean, a lot of Glocks do shoot low left, but it's not the Glock's fault. Yeah, the TAC Ultra does come in 10 Mike. Orion's jumping on the 13th Apostle bandwagon. STIs are only semi-great. STIs are another thing that USPSA guys shit on because they're like the entry-level 2011s. I mean, I know a lot of guys that have had a lot of luck with them. It's just, you know, it's any 2011 you got to tune, and I think that's dumb. The cool thing about the Rock Islands is I think they use Para 2011 mags, so you don't have to tune them near as much. What you doing?
We haven't done on this one.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot we changed. So I guess if I had to put a nice little icing on the top of this cake, I would, if I had my choice, I'd choose neither.
I'd buy a CZ or a Janik.
Yeah. Those are really, that's really the hammer-fired, striker-fired talk that the internet.
Oh God.
That's the talk the internet should be having.
Yes,
But isn't.
I agree.
Is should you buy a Canic or a CZ?
Should you buy hammer or striker?
Yeah.
Because CZ does make striker,
Right.
and Janik doesn't make hammer.
Right.
They need to.
That'd
You
be
should contact them.
that'd be very interesting to see them do that, because unfortunately, the problem with Turkish firearms manufacturers is all they do is steal designs and remake them just like China. Like Spain, China, and Turkey, that's all they're good at.
China.
So they just steal ideas and remake them, which, yeah, it works great in the sake of argument, but like I wish they'd come up with something original, because if they're good enough at changing and tweaking a design, I'd like to see what they could come up with. But yeah, the Canic is leaps and bounds better than a Glock. In basically every category, the sights, the grip angle, the magazine, the recoil impulse, like the overall everything is better than a Glock, other than the aftermarket, like just because Glocks have been around and everyone has one. And then CZs, just the amount of variations you get these CZ in is pretty crazy. Because like the CZ Shadows, like the 2011 of CZs, and then you go down to the bottom end where they've got the P10 striker fired guns, and right in the middle they got 10 different variations of CZ75. So it's the sky's the limit with any of those guns, really, because they're all very customizable and they have a decent aftermarket because it's CZ. And you're going to be hard pressed to go to a USPSA match and not see half the production shooters shooting either a CZ or a CZ copy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just
CZ or tank folio.
They really are that good of a gun. So that's, in my mind, this video should be titled Canic versus CZ, but we're not having that conversation for some reason because the internet's dumb.
No one wants to have that conversation.
It's too much of a nuanced critique of a conversation. You can't simply say, no one ate my CZ because it's made of aluminum. Dogs. So, nuance has never been a thing, I guess.
My dog never ate my CZ.
CZ Max is much cooler than Glock Master Ace.
Or 1911 Master Ace.
Yeah.
Back-to-back World War champs.
I've seen the Stuger STR showing up recently on the tube. I wonder why that is. Somehow the Stuger P3000 video got some traction, because we don't have any of our subscribers over here. We've got like 40 subscribers on the Lifestyle channel, and they got like 300 views in 3 days, which is pretty interesting. So it must have hit that algorithm. But all the other videos that we put up get like 25 views, because like I said, there's nobody over here. And the last community post I put was to come over to the Lifestyle channel, and yeah, but all 10 people saw that.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Yeah,
we're basically starting all over again.
Yep.
After 5 years of work
here in library.tv or Libri or whatever. It's
Libra.
It's LBRY. I call it library because I don't want to say Libri. Libri. I heard someone say Libri, but he was Indian, so I don't take anything they say as face value, much less worth anything. There. There's always a deal to be made with Indians. I don't understand it. Like there's no nuance. They're like, I thought I was cut and dry until I started like working IT and working with Indians. There's no sarcasm. There's no nuance. It's like, buddy, let me make you a deal. Well, that's more of a Saudi Arabian accent, but you know what I mean. It's just like, it's this or this. There's no nuance. It's the thing or it's not the thing. So that
black or white.
That's very, very odd culture indeed. I mean, they still have a caste system. Can you really take what they say with any any weight? Like, you still think there's power in people just because they have money. Like, look at the fucking Senate. Like, it's all the money in the world there. Box of rocks. Anyway, yeah. If I had to wrap up this argument, it's we're having the wrong argument.
Yep.
Because they both suck. That's what it comes down to.
Or to wrap up the argument, expand the argument.
Yeah, really expand your horizons. This is a very limited argument that, again, as long as the internet's been around, I'm sure this argument's been had. But don't get me wrong, 1911s are cool, but they're a second kind of cool. They're like revolvers to me, honestly. Only they're way more useful than revolvers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd shoot competition with 1911. I have shot competition with a Glock, and I hated it.
Would you shoot competition with a revolver?
I did.
You did.
It was mainly for the meme. The Enfield #2 Mark I, that was actually a lot of fun, but that was for the meme. That was not for competition. So looks like the chat's just dead. Everyone's just content with what we said. No one has anything to say.
Because we're that based.
We're that awesome.
This is where you guys chime in and tell us we're dumb. Yeah. Infield comment.
Oh, the revolver. It was a lot of fun. I don't even know how many people viewed that video. I don't think I've gone back and looked at that since YouTube's trying to kill our channel. Oh, mpk USP. I haven't posted here in a long time because I haven't been shooting SPSA because I'm poor.
And because everything's shut down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. 55 views. Look at that. Living the high life. Pause, you whore. Thank you. No, pause. Put that in the chat for all you nerds. More free content. Yay. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And everyone in my squad that day was like, dude, that was badass. It was a lot of fun. I definitely shot it with speed loaders, though. I think that was the 18-A speed loader from, what is it? SK Reloaders? Is that what that is?
I don't know. I'd have to go pull it out.
I think it's SK. I mean, it's the only speed loader that anyone buys. It's the SK. I think they sell on Amazon. Yeah, it was a ton of fun, and shooting it with actual 38-200 ammo instead of like the Privy Partisan 38 Special. It's a lot of recoil, but I shot pretty good.
It's nice to have little pud loads to shoot it with.
Yeah, the pud or the gallery loads I made. The first goes like
those were so nice.
350 feet per second. Just think about your decision. Glock is like YouTube. Yuck. This is true. And Vimeo is like 1911 because it's more expensive. That's pretty. That's a good versus. A lot of people ask me why I haven't gone to Vimeo. I'm like, I don't want to pay.
Oh, is it pay to play?
Yeah, you have to pay a lot to get storage, which is kind of lame.
No, hard pass.
That's just something I don't want to have a budget for. I can't believe you people shit on STI for being the poorest. Give me a fucking break. Well, when a race-worthy 2011 sells for $4 to $6 grand, $2 grand is a joke. You know, I've shot STIs. I mean, one of our biggest videos on the channel was the John Wick 9mm STI, but that's a $4,000 gun.
Yeah.
The normal entry level STIs are not near as good. I can't remember which one I shot, but it was a 40. I mean, the gun works. It's just I don't have a desire to shoot limited, so I don't shoot 2011s. And Jesus Christ, they're expensive.
Yeah.
Unless someone sends us one, it's probably not going to happen for another year at least. Vimeo or Crooks, they will ban you just like, oh,
Just
really?
the same.
Huh. Damn it, Trower. Yeah, Vimeo is not something I'm ever going to jump on that bandwagon.
Unseen, that's the thing about the whole YouTube issue is if they had seen that this was happening and said, oh, wait, something might have gone wrong, we need to check into this, they could have something that is a warning that says, hey, we've got 200 videos player.
Connection issues. Okay, we're back.
So if the bot should have thrown out a warning saying, hey, this channel lost 400 videos. But no one did that.
There's a lot of our videos that got put back online, but we got 2 strikes in the matter of a week, which is bullshit.
So we're still waiting on that 3rd strike to come up.
Yeah, because
I'm surprised it hasn't yet.
Once we get that 3rd strike, this whole channel, or the Mike Papa Kilo channel, will be gone. Ex-wife gave me a Glock 27 for the last Christmas. What's the Glock 27? Is that the 40 caliber super compact Glock?
I don't know. I don't.
I was with her. I've hated fuckers ever since. Yeah, it is the 40s, what Hemi Mechanic said. Because the 26 is the 9. Is that an 8-shot?
9.
9-shot.
Of all the Glocks.
What?
Apparently I look like Dr. Fauci.